So welcome everyone. Good morning. So welcome to the symposium on the future of big data. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jennifer Clarke. I'm an associate professor in statistics and food science and technology at the University of Nebraska, Lincoln. And I also serve as director of the Computational Sciences Initiative. The goal of the initiative is to build resources, expertise, raise awareness of big data and big data science and how big data has impacted and is impacting many fields of academia as well as industry and government. And so that's the overall purpose. So this morning we have 2 days of schedules. This morning all the talks will be in this room, and then after lunch talks will be downstairs in the break rooms near registration. And then tomorrow, Friday, we'll come back upstairs to this room. So also welcome to Innovation Campus. This is the university's newest campus. It's meant to be a place where academia and private industry can work together. So my home department, Department of Food Science and Technology, will be moving out here June of next year. And a lot of the space out here is going to house different industry partners for the university. So it should be a very nice nexus for connections between the university and industry partners and the interest of the state of Nebraska. So without further ado, I will introduce Steve Goddard. He's Associate Vice Chancellor for Research at the university, just to say a few words about the research mission. Thank you very much.
Well, good morning. On behalf of the Office of Research and Economic Development, I am happy to welcome you here today. I look at the program, I see we have a lot of people welcoming you, so I'll be brief. You probably don't need to be welcomed too many times. I did want to thank all of you for coming here today because I see that we have researchers from across campus and many different disciplines, and that's important to tackle today's problems. And at the heart of many of our most challenging problems in society are large data sets. And so I think that's really important that we talk about how we're going to handle those data sets to get the information that's buried in there, pull out that to help solve our problems. I did want to ask you a question before we get started that you can ponder through the day, a couple questions probably. How many people know what big data is? Raise your hand if you know what big data is. I mean, you're here to talk about big data, right? Okay. How many think they might know what big data is? Think? Keep those hands up. Okay, good. Now, how many have a problem that you're going to work on that you have so much data you don't know what to do with? You can't solve problems the way you used to. Put your hand up. Okay, that's big data. All right, and if you use that definition of big data, we will always have big data problems because our data sets will just keep growing and the methods we use will keep changing on how we're going to process that data. In my community, I'm a computer scientist. Bill Gates is famous for having said back in the old days when he built MS-DOS for the IBM PC that there was no need to address more than 640 kilobytes of memory because we'd never have that need for that much memory. On your phone in your pocket, you have orders of magnitude more memory and more data in your address book than that. Okay? The problem will always change over time. What we think of big data today, people will laugh and go, that was trivial. But we've got this really big data problem. And what's big data for one person, is maybe only a gigabyte, I say only, a gigabyte of data, but it's more than you know what to do with. Someone else might be dealing with orders of magnitude more data, petabytes. They're just as challenging because they're in different disciplines. And we have to think about ways we're going to solve that. So listen to that over the course of the next 2 days, what big data is for you and how you're going to solve it. You may get ideas from other disciplines and what they've tackled as things evolve. And so with that, I'd like to welcome or ask our next speaker, Archie Clutter, Dean of the Agriculture Research Division of IANR.
Thanks, Steve. Well, I have a piece of paper, but don't take that as a bad sign because I'll be brief as well. I'm Archie Clutter, Dean of Research in the Institute of Ag and Natural Resources, and it's my pleasure as well to welcome you to this first symposium on the future of big data. We really do have a tremendous lineup of speakers, and that's reflected by the great response that we've gotten to this. And this is a big room, and there are still people I know making their way here, but we do have a great response, and that's a tribute to the great lineup that Jennifer has put together. I think we all know that there are big data symposium conferences all over the country, all over the world. We see a lot of them. So I'd like to just take a minute to describe to you why I think this one is unique. And certainly it's unique because of the talent that we've been able to bring here this week, but I think unique in its context as well. I mentioned that my position is Dean of Research in IANR, and that includes research programs across 15 departments and schools. So those range from the animal sciences and veterinary medicine, across 3 departments in the plant sciences, includes the Department of Biochemistry, Statistics, Agricultural Economics, Agricultural Education and Communication. It includes the Department of Food Science Technology, of Biosystems Engineering, and a School of Natural Resources. And in addition to that, those are the ones you might have expected. It also includes programs in human nutrition, child, youth, and family studies, and textiles. And that diversity of programs is increasingly driven by big data. Data from DNA and RNA technologies, from proteomics, from metabolomics, from sequence information of the gut, plant, soil microbiomes, and beyond those kinds of omics data, we have programs that are increasingly generating large amounts of data beyond the organism and at the scale of the field and the system, including precision irrigated and dryland agriculture and the interface with natural resources. And we continue to build our capacity in the social sciences and our links with collaborations across campus in the social sciences, thereby creating data, big data, around demographics and behavior of a diversity of human populations and communities. And these units aren't creating and using these data in silos. They're increasingly part of transdisciplinary systems approaches to sustaining food security and human health. So we've recognized in our division that we need to grow capacity and tenure track faculty to address these challenges. We have hired in our division approximately 40 tenure track faculty over the last 2 years, and we're positioned to hire some more in a second phase. And data sciences and computational sciences have been and continue to be an important part of that hiring. So this symposia and this opportunity to interact with expertise like this from the outside is a tremendous way for us to continue to build our vision. So thank you for being here. Special thanks to all of our guests, our guest speakers, and enjoy the next couple of days. And I'll turn this over to Dan Hoyt. What I've described to you is largely what's going on in our unit. We have collaborations across campus with other colleges, and there are a lot of great things going on in other colleges as well.
Thank you. I just have to comment. Back before I became the Associate Dean for Faculty in the College of Arts and Sciences, I was teaching large sections of intro sociology. And you know, the room filled up about the same way this one did. Everybody in the back, but sorry, just couldn't let that comment pass. I would like to welcome you here to the conference on behalf of Dean Francisco, who is currently on a research trip to Germany. The College of Arts and Sciences is very much engaged in this question of big data, and we're very excited about this conference. We're very excited about the future of big data. It is one of these areas where, you know, as Archie was mentioning, it's transdisciplinary. It crosses all kinds of boundaries. I look at our college, we typically have a diverse portfolio. We have the humanities, the social sciences, the sciences, and sometimes it seems like we're all talking very different languages, looking at very different kinds of problems. But when we look at big data, we look at departments like history and English with the digital humanities that are tackling and struggling with big data problems. We look in the social sciences, and we have sociology, political science, psychology that are dealing with network science kinds of big data problems, data coming out of imaging, neuroimaging studies, those types of things. And then obviously in the sciences, in physics, in computer science and statistics and mathematics are very much embedded in this kind of challenge. And so it is a very transdisciplinary kind of problem that creates all kinds of interesting linkages between not only in the examples I've just given you in units in our college, but as Archie alluded to a moment ago, across colleges. It creates all kinds of opportunities for collaborations. And big data problems are transforming us. They're transforming us in terms of the interdisciplinary collaborations. They're transforming disciplines. My own discipline, sociology. It wouldn't have been very many years ago that people would have looked at you in bewilderment if you were saying, you know, we really should be training all of our graduate students to program in R and Python and other kinds of languages like this that are associated with working with big data. Now it's becoming a standard conversation. And so these kinds of, this I think is a very important emergent collaboration across disciplines that creates all kinds of really exciting opportunities. And I'm very excited to spend a good part of the next couple of days listening to speakers at the conference and learning more about this. Thank you for coming.